Hello and welcome back to the podcast. We have lots to talk about this week and maybe not next week or ever in the future because our main source of information is potentially going away. And we'll know a couple days after this episode comes out. Mm-hmm. I fear that we actually may know sooner than that. And of course, right when the episode finishes filming, I'm sure we'll get some kind of news that if there's an extension on TikTok or not. But for now, we are under the impression that TikTok is going away. And there's lots to talk about because the people of TikTok are not having it. And they've actually found an interesting way to show the government what they think about this ban.
And I'm not surprised because this is just the level of petty that I have come to know on TikTok as an app. And as us as humans, I mean, I know myself, I can be quite petty.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? On that topic, while we're talking about pettiness and TikTok and before it goes away, I feel that you should share with our listeners what you decided to post on TikTok and honestly kind of like went pretty big, like one of your biggest TikToks.
Bro, I've never gone viral on TikTok ever in my whole life. Not that I've like necessarily tried to go viral. I've posted TikToks, but they just, they just kind of hang out there. They don't really
just
do
for
much.
Funsies.
Just for funsies, just for me to reminisce on. But I was a bit heated the other night.
This is, first of all, this has been ongoing, by the way. Brittany has been texting me and calling me, actually calling me on the phone, which is wild for us.
We don't call each other.
We don't call each other. We either FaceTime, text, Instagram DM, TikTok message. We don't call on the phone.
That's not, it's
not
weird.
us.
It's unexpected. It's not something we do.
It's emergency situations only. But I will tell you that she has made several emergency calls to me in the past week about this specific situation that she posted on TikTok that kind of picked up some traction.
It did. So this is an ongoing situation. I'm on the hunt for a particular purse that Target has decided to recall from, I don't know why, I don't know when. I just know that I found the world's cutest purse. Maybe not the world's cutest, but it's pink. It's the perfect color pink. It's a cute little shoulder bag. And it's my favorite shade of pink. So I think that's what really sets it apart. That makes me really drawn to it. And I'm unable to buy it.
They won't let you buy it.
No.
And
recall.
I think what also needs to be clear is, like, obviously if something's recalled, we respect that. We don't want to put
100%.
ourselves in danger. However, I think what's also frustrating is I've seen this purse and I've also seen it in multiple colors. And for whatever reason, only the one Brittany wants, the pink one, is recalled. The rest of them are not.
That's the true issue. And that's the true issue. But an added layer to that issue is I have gone back to the same Target on multiple occasions that I have found this person, tried to purchase it. They take it away from me. They say, no, you can't buy it. Okay, I respect that. But then I go back to Target days later because I do go to Target multiple times a week. The purse is magically back out on the floor. And so I pick up the purse. Okay, maybe they fixed the recall. Maybe it was a mistake. We scan it again. Oh, it's still recalled. This has happened 3 times to me. And that's where I draw the line, is putting it back on the floor because somebody's being negligent in Target staff.
I can see the frustration.
I let Target know.
I do fear, though, and I did bring this fear and concern up with our good friend here, that because we love Target so much, of course, the one time Brittany decides to post something negative about it, I'm like, Brittany, I love you. I'm happy for you, but we need Target.
We do need Target. And let me tell them, I love your work, Target. I'm just begging Specifically, I am begging you to let me buy this purse. The third time that the bag was taken from me by a team where, I don't know, I think they were a manager or something that came over to me. She was like, oh, yeah, this has happened a couple of times. I go, yeah, it's been me. Every single time trying to buy this bag. She's like, oh, I got to take it away. She's like, it's not in our back end system with the list, but it's showing it's recalled. So I said, okay, well, I'll see you again next week when I try to buy the bag, inevitably again. And let me tell you, I'll be back this weekend to buy that bag.
Hopefully by now it's not out. But yeah, so of course, Brittany did get her little pettiness out on the app
went viral
before
for the first time.
It is banned. But other people are. It's a trend right now to share their secrets before the app ends. And I am living for it. If you aren't getting those, you need to look them up. People are just spilling all the tea because they're like, well, the app's going away anyways. So why does it matter? I might as well tell everyone all my deepest, darkest secrets.
It's a crazy mindset to have, but I'm here for it.
Right, as if the internet isn't forever anyway.
Right. These videos are, because it's in the same way, and like, this is what I came to terms with while I was here. I've gone through all the emotions this week. 7 stages of grieving. What is it? 7, 8, 9? How many stages do you go through?
I think it's like 6.
Oh. Everything but I mentioned. So I've gone through, sadness, anger, a lot of bargaining. And truthfully, I think that TikTok will live on, but there was a moment, of acceptance while we were in the kitchen just earlier. And I said, they could really take TikTok. They took Flappy Bird. They took Vine.
They took a lot of things.
Things
and actually
have been taken. In my mind, I was like, it's not going to go away. They're going to talk about it. But like, this has happened before. Right.
Well, the thing with those, wasn't that more so like the apps deciding to kind of get rid of themselves? Because I actually I was thinking about this, and I think this might be in our episode next week.
Yeah.
Let's just go through like all of the apps that have been like TikTok that have been so like nostalgic and huge,
and then
and like they're just gone. And honestly, we've always been fine with it. And I think the reason we've always been fine with it is because it has been like our choice to move.
It has. We've moved on to something new, different, and it phased out. And it wasn't tooketh from us. Right now, something that we love is in jeopardy. And what have we done with that? We've gone and stooped to the lowest level of petty, which I am here for. I support.
Yeah, so now instead of TikTok, everybody is going straight to the source and going to a actual app that is based in China, and everything is in Mandarin. Called Red Note. Well, it's really not called Red Note. It's translates to Little Red Book,
which is Shu Hong Su in Mandarin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it's pronounced.
Okay, I will probably botch that, but people are saying that this is their way of getting back at the government, because if they're so worried about China taking our data, they're just going to give it straight to them. And so that is how people are dealing with this. Obviously, it's some kind of stage of grief. I'm not sure what you would call this one.
Maybe a new one.
Maybe a new one that's going to be invented from this. Stage of grief, petty. And it's been an interesting ride. So as soon as people started downloading it, which again, everything on the app is in Mandarin. So people are kind of just taking their best guesses of how to sign up, how to get an account activated.
And they're doing it.
And actually, a lot of people that are already on the app from China are actually welcoming
with open arms
the U.S. users and kind of teaching them Mandarin, teaching them how to use the app.
They sure are. They are welcoming us, and they are also referring to us as the TikTok refugees. That is trending on the app currently. I think there's been millions of comments and posts with that hashtag. So that's where we're at. That's
it's
state
so
of the
funny
union.
too, because a random guy on the app who's just been using the app,
this is hilarious,
made a welcome video like explaining what people do on the app and everything,
just being kind.
And for whatever reason, everyone just assumed and started calling him the CEO of the app.
Mm-hmm.
And then he found out and was like, what? Like, why me? No, I was just trying to be nice. You have been promoted. And he didn't want it, by the way. He's like, that's not me. He's a guy from Vancouver.
That's hilarious.
And
wait, so he's from Canada? He's not even from China.
So I think he grew up there or something, and then
so that's why he has the app.
Yeah, so like he's used the app before. He's used the app for years, and then same thing. His girlfriend also was from there, and then showed him. Sense. She's the one who saw that people were calling him the CEO. So she showed him and was like, "What's going on?" Like, he's secretly the CEO. The girlfriend's like, "What am I finding out about you?"
Right.
Well, that was kind of the video she posted, and he was like absolutely shocked. He's like, "What? Why are they saying that? No, that's not true."
That's so funny.
So that's happening over there. Also, because of all, I don't think it's because of all this actually, but there have been talks in the past few days. Maybe it is because of the pettiness that everyone's showing on TikTok. The government is now talking about possibly extending the ban for another 270 days.
I love an extension.
Which we've gotten a couple times now.
And I would appreciate another one. I would, if it lives to see another day, even if it's just until October. I don't know. I saw October. They said 270 days, but I mean, I guess we're at the beginning of the year. So that'd probably be about October.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
That's okay. I'd be good with that. I would sleep soundly, peacefully, knowing that I can continue to doom scroll. That's all I've been doing this past week is doom scrolling. And I'm like, I don't even feel guilty about it because these are the last few times I can giggle, enjoy life, connect with others through TikTok, I'm going to do it.
I saw a TikTok of someone that's pregnant saying, if I have to give birth and be in labor and scroll on Reels instead of TikTok, I'm not going to be okay.
I don't wish that for you.
That is how I feel. So like an extension, please, please, please. Also though, in the bonus content this week, we're going to talk about all of the things that the US users are learning from Red Note.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's been like 2 days.
But I love it. I feel like there's such like, the cultures are coming together for the first time and like communicating directly without any interference.
I know people are getting like pen
and
pals.
like, yeah, they're becoming besties. They're sharing all the tips and tricks. They're teaching Mandarin. They're teaching English.
They sure are.
And so we're going to talk about all the things that we have learned that other people are learning from the app. So if you want to see that, go to the bonus content this week. But there are lots of TikTok things that we don't know if they're going to survive once TikTok leaves.
This is true.
One, this podcast.
First and foremost, what the F are we going to talk about?
We are going to have to actually do investigative journalism.
Which in the past has been purely TikTok. I know we may have y'all fooled.
No, okay, to be fair, we get the ideas from TikTok and then we know to go like research them further. However,
that's our jumping off point.
Yeah, the initial jumping off point is going to be gone. And I feel like even as just a spectator on the TikTok app that just gets information, I feel like I'm losing this community of people.
I am too.
I don't know them. They don't know me.
But they like, are my peers.
We're all in this together.
That's my family. In the club, we all fam.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. Nothing makes me laugh harder than a TikTok comment. The TikTok comments are where it's at. Things will come on my For You pages. What does this have to do with me? What's going on?
But then you see the comment section
and then I understand. Then I understand. And honestly, it's peak humor. TikTok comments are the comedians of this generation. And that's just...
It is what it is.
That's facts. But also, will Mom Talk survive?
That's a big question.
That's a huge question. Where are they going to go?
How am I going to know what to do with a baby? I feel like you learn a lot on TikTok. I've learned things I would have never known in a million years.
This is true.
If not for TikTok.
This is very true. I feel you will do okay. You'll have your motherly instincts.
Yes, that's what they all say.
Great,
but I'm just saying, if I need to Google something, if I see something weird going on, now I'm going to have to Google it.
And that's just not as effective as TikTok is.
Correct.
Period.
Video responses and evidences.
And comments that are supporting the evidences.
Correct.
So that's what we're missing out on. R.I.P. If TikTok does go away, this will be a very sad time for me.
It will. And speaking of, we found out this on TikTok, the Trippin' with Tarte once a year trip is back around.
I didn't get invited again.
And you did try.
And I did actively try. I wanted to win the contest. And I thought, how great. And then I could bring Haley with me. And it would have been just a win for everybody, truly.
I will say, I don't know if in the state that I'm in currently, if it would have been as fun, because I see that I fear that this is like the most drunk that I've
ever seen a trip with Tarte.
Yes, yeah.
I have compared it to spring break and then some, because I feel like this is the only content that I've received from Trippin' with Tarte is they get up, they drink at some kind of daytime drinking activity, whether that's a pool party or drunk tennis. I've seen a little bit of drunk tennis happening.
You're getting more content than I am.
Well, none of the content has to do with the makeup products. I haven't seen one makeup
feel like
product.
It never truly does.
No.
But this year it feels more unhinged to me.
It is. They wake up, they drink, and then they go back to their rooms and they have little snacks, fries and such. And
sounds amazing.
It does. It really does. And then they go to dinner, and then they have Tarte After Dark, and they're all just ripping shots and just acting like I did
spring break
on senior spring break.
I mean,
I can't blame
them. Yeah, that sounds like a great time. But as far as like a brand trip, when you're like technically working, I fear that I would feel very weird about that, mixing those situations, and also knowing that at any point
there's a camera
to film content for specifically the Tarte page itself. And that's the thing that I've been seeing come up, and I'm like getting secondhand anxiety because I'm like,
I think some of them are starting to receive anxiety.
What's going on?
Kennedy did post that she was having a little bit of like the Sunday scaries. And that's the other thing. I say Sunday as if it's Sunday. I feel like they've been there for a month. I feel like they're living on Tarte Island at this point. Normally, I feel like it's a long weekend, like a Thursday to Sunday, Thursday to Monday. Maybe they got there Thursday. No, I don't know when they got there or when they're going home, but I'm convinced they're not coming home.
Yeah, it just seems a little more unhinged than usual. I have been enjoying what I have been seeing, but I've also been like, oh my gosh, this is giving me anxiety.
Really?
because I feel like in those situations, like I said, like you're there for work, but then at the same time you're having fun. And then if someone like pulls out a camera, and then you know that like so many people have seen it the next day, can you imagine?
No.
Like,
and I tried to subject us to that.
Oh yeah, you tried to put us in. I mean, I would have been sober, so it would have been fine. You. It really would have just been you.
I subjected myself to that. I would still willingly go next year if they'll have us.
I mean, by next year, I might want to be unhinged.
Exactly,
so.
and you could be. You really
never
could
know.
Be.
But yeah, so they actually went to Necker Island, which is an island in the British Virgin Islands, which I didn't really know about, but it's not that far, it seems.
No, it seems like it's relatively close.
And I feel like that's actually kind of, I want to say more like normal for them. I feel like they've done some really out-of-pocket
They have the Dubai trip.
Yeah.
I feel like they do multiple trips a year. Because I feel like they do like this time of year, and I feel like one happens either in the summer or fall time. I don't know. But yeah, Necker Island, pretty cool. It's probably good for everyone's circadian rhythm to be close to home.
There's probably still a big time change, but yes. But yeah, so it's been interesting to witness this one this year. And I don't know where exactly we'll be witnessing it this time next year.
Right. That's very true. This could be, the stars could align. We could get invited if TikTok is unfortunately dead at that point. Maybe
we don't have to be worried about being unhinged.
Correct, but also if it has been a year, then there's probably something new by then. So
okay.
I don't know, but we'll be fine. We'll be ready. We'll mentally prep for it if that time arrives.
Another big couple that started on TikTok, Pookie and Jet, apparently are launching a makeup line that's going to be in Target with an Australian leading Lux for Less cruelty-free brand called Emco Beauty, which I had never really heard of. We did kind of do some quick Google searches. Some of their stuff looks a little bit similar to like Charlotte Tilbury.
Very similar.
Like very similar packaging and stuff. Don't know if it's
more similar than the Elf dupes, because Elf
will have like the formula dupes, but not necessarily the packaging. And this feels like the packaging, so I don't know if the formulas are going to be similar. Hard to say. A lot of makeup does get made like in the same facilities, packaged in the same facilities, so it could be maybe the next dupe at Target.
I'll try it. I will try it.
And let us know.
And I will report back. I don't know when. This isn't something that I plan to do like right away, but it'll be in stores on the 16th of February, which is, again, I go to Target frequently. So once February 16th rolls around, I'll try it, and then maybe the week after. So
you'll let us know.
In a couple of weeks, a month maybe.
I have been trying not to try new products.
That's good.
You know that this happened to me. Yeah. I like randomly became allergic to stuff I wasn't allergic to.
Did we find out, is this an underlying
I think it's pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just pregnancy.
Yeah.
That can happen. You just become more sensitive to stuff. I actually didn't even tell you this. I tried this new like it's like a stevia pop or whatever, like it's called like Zevia.
Oh yeah, I saw this in your fridge.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, like
Coke Zero.
Kind of like a sparkling water, but like it's like a, fake pop.
You were allergic to it?
My tongue went numb. And I was like, I've had it's been years. Like I had them years and years ago.
So they've been around.
But I was totally fine. They've been around. Yeah. And this time my tongue went numb and it was tingling. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. Like, what is this? And I started Googling and it's like, you're allergic. I was like, oh, perfect. I mean, nothing else happened. But yeah, so randomly I've just been like allergic to stuff I was never allergic to. So now I'm not trying anything new.
Allergic reactions are so crazy. Nothing that scare me.
They do scare me. But nothing that's like actually been serious has come of it. Just like that, or like the one time the skin product I was like itching.
Yeah, but it stayed like isolated.
It stayed isolated. It wasn't like my whole body or something.
Like,
but
what
that can happen too. Yes, that can happen. And I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah. That was what, like 2-3 Halloweens ago? I was allergic to antibiotic that I was taking, and it was like 2 days after I finished the antibiotic, all of a sudden my entire body was a rash. Like it started at my stomach. I was like, why is my stomach so freaking itchy? I was just watching football all day in a dark room because I was maybe a little hungover from Halloween. Who's to say?
That had nothing to do with the reaction.
That had nothing to do with the reaction. And then I went to the bathroom. I looked at my stomach in the mirror. I was like, and by the time I was at the doctor's, it was on my hands. That shit was crazy.
That did happen to me one time. But this has been like a new thing where just random little things that like I know for sure I've had before. And I'm like, I was never, and I looked it up. That's normal. So
maybe post baby you can try
new things.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll try we'll go back the beauty line later. Okay. Also, this past week, Timothée Chalamet has been all over our TikToks. He rode up to a red carpet on a bike.
Yeah, his London premiere for A Complete Unknown. He decided he was going to roll up on a Lime scooter, quite literally, and he actually got fined for it. Apparently, he parked the bike illegally, so he did receive ticketing for that situation.
Are you joking?
No, I'm so for real. I
How
actually
do you
read in a real
illegally
article.
park a bike?
I think that they have to be parked in like specific locations, and I feel like he probably just left it at the end of the red carpet. I didn't look into where he parked it at, but
tripping hazard.
Yep. Not good.
Interesting. Well, they also announced this week, and maybe that was to cause a little buzz for promoting. He is going to be the musical guest and host on SNL on January 25th, which this is the first time a non-professional singer has hosted and performed as a musical guest on SNL since 1995. It's only been done 4 other times,
which is nuts.
Total.
And I'm actually very excited for this. I will either watch this live or record it to be able to watch it in full, because I do think Timothy Chalamet is quite funny, and I've seen clips of the last time he hosted on SNL, and I've audibly laughed at multiple of those skits. Just very good. He's a very good sense of humor, good comedic timing, and I don't normally tune in for SNL.
I usually wait and watch the clips. I don't know if that's going to be possible considering the scenario.
See, this is why we have to record it and watch it or watch it live.
I know.
It'll be in the middle of football. Hopefully the Lions will be moving forward to championship.
What do you mean
weekend.
hopefully? They
will
will
be.
Why would you say hopefully?
I don't know. I don't know why I would say that. That was crazy.
I don't like that.
They will
And
win.
by the way, just so you guys know, which we will be talking about the Lions shortly, but I made Brittany put on a Lions hat because I was
sure
like,
did.
you have nothing Lions on.
No, which is weird behavior.
Every week we've had
Lions
stuff
gear
on. So I'm like, if you don't, it's your
my fault. And it can't be my fault.
And we're very superstitious like that when it comes to these things. So
100%. So they will be in that weekend. So they could be playing Saturday or Sunday. So if it's the case that the Lions are playing, if there's any conflict whatsoever,
you will not be watching.
No. Lions take priority, of course, over everything else.
Well, a lot of people are hoping that maybe for his musical performance that he would do another rendition of his Nicki Minaj performance of Roman's Revenge.
I sure hope so.
Which, if you guys haven't seen, you have to look it up. He performed, it looked like it was like some kind of school talent show. Not 100% sure. Nobody really knows where this video came from, but he performed Roman's Revenge on a stage somewhere, full on, and no one really has the context.
So good.
So I hope we get
a second rendition
version of that.
Mm-hmm.
And now, speaking of the Lions, this is absolutely out of control. You cannot argue that we are America's team at this point.
We truly are, and we've been saying that on this podcast for years.
It's getting wild. So the Lions-Commanders game, which is this weekend, which we will be winning.
Correct.
Is the most expensive game in history besides Super Bowls.
Which is absolutely absurd. Just out of control.
It's very unfortunate for us.
Right.
But in general, like that, if that doesn't tell you how much people want the Lions to win the Super Bowl.
I don't know what does.
So, like, who's ever in charge of the script, don't mess it up.
No. I pray to God, do not mess this up for us. This is our year. And I'm fully navigating my life as if
we're in the Super Bowl.
No, 100%.
No, me too. I've been making like every appointment, every plan, everything I have in my life around the fact that we will be at the Super Bowl.
1,000%.
And I have no reason to like act this wild about it, but like
I'm so certain.
Same.
Like I can feel it in my bones. We are going to be in the Super Bowl, and like, what do I wear? That I'm already thinking about that. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
I think that's also been something on my mind for a while. Like, if I'm making something again,
you should.
Yeah, but like, where is the time?
Right, truly, it's a busy month.
Very busy. So, I'm fully prepared for that scenario, and
we're mentally there.
We're mentally there.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be interesting, though. This is the first time that we're facing the Commanders since 2022.
Sure is. I'm not scared.
No, and we saw TikToks, of course, of them chanting, "We want Detroit. We want Detroit." And everyone was like, oh,
that's cute.
That's nice, yeah.
And then people are coming back at us in the comments saying, don't stay humble, Detroit. Don't get too cocky. No, we're just confident. We're not cocky. We're confident.
There's a difference.
There's a clear difference.
And I don't think we talked about this last week when this happened.
This is crazy.
So a bakery that is local made a life-size version with cake of Amon-Ra St. Brown doing his infamous headstand celebration.
Which is crazy.
A full life-size cake. And so in return, St. Brown decided that he was going to give away 2 playoff tickets to anyone who went and purchased something from the bakery, which, did we write down the name of the bakery?
Oh my gosh, no, but we shouldn't. I'll look it up right now. It'll be easy to find. Actually, the woman who made the cake at the bakery is really good friends with my leader at work.
Oh.
So my leader at work has been giving me all the updates on what's going on and things like that. She's been telling our team. I guess they do really extreme cakes every year for the holidays, but this year she had decided to do the St. Brown cake. And apparently January is typically their slow month, and they have to lay people off because they go through a spike through the holidays where a lot of people are getting bakeries. They hire on more people. January, they have to do layoffs. No, this year they've had to hire more people. So it's bringing such good business to their small business, which you got the name of pulled up?
I think it's called Home Bakery in Rochester.
Right. I really want to go. I hear they have great stuff.
I cannot imagine like what this was made out of and how long. Like obviously it was cake, but like where, how, why,
all
and
the
then
details.
Also like how long did this actually take you to make?
And where's it gonna go?
Right, like you can't just get rid of it. I mean, but you're gonna have to because it's made out of cake. Then that's gonna get gross.
Truly.
So I don't know, but he went there to actually see it in person, and I believe to do the playoff giveaway.
Right.
So that was super cool and super exciting.
Made my heart happy.
And that concludes this week's, like I said, in the bonus content. We're going to be talking about things that the U.S. users of the Red Note app are learning. And let's get into some shady stories. Starting with shady story number 1. You said last episode for teachers to submit one of their students' excuses for not doing work. Well, I'm not a teacher. I'm only 15, and I love your podcast, by the way. But when I was 9 or 10, there was a girl in my class, let's call her Anna. One day when the teacher was collecting in our homework, Anna really tried the "my dog ate my homework" line on the teacher. The whole class started laughing, and even my teacher tried not to laugh. She told Anna she knew she was lying and would face the consequences for not doing homework. Later that day, me and my friends asked her if she even had a dog, and she said yes and described the dog, gave a name, breed, age, size, and everything. Then we found her sister and asked if they really had a dog because Anna was known for lying, and her sister said they have never had any pet at all. We never told Anna we knew she was lying, but from that day onwards, we would ask her how her dog was.
That's so I feel like that's the one trope you would always see in TV shows growing up. The dog ate my homework, but the dog truly, really did eat the homework, and I thought that's where this was going.
You thought like there was actually going to be a dog that ate the homework?
Yes, that's where I thought it was going to go.
I don't know if that's ever happened, and we've always had dogs, so like even when that was an excuse and like really did happen, I never envisioned that because I was like,
right,
we've had dogs our whole lives and we've never
don't eat homework.
had them eat our homework.
I mean, my dogs have done some crazy things over the years, but never eating of the homework. I remember one time, this was so bad. Our dog Kona, who's no longer with us, but when we were growing up, I was getting ready for a birthday party that I was gonna have, and we like had all the stuff for the goodie bags. And we had like the big packs of like Hubba Bubba gum, and it was like multi-packs within a pack, like bought in bulk or whatever. He got into them and he ate like multiple packs. I'm 90% positive that was the gum, and he like it would the wrapping paper was everywhere, and he ate
and
the
he
gum.
Was fine because I'm pretty sure that's toxic to dogs.
Yeah, no, it was pretty terrifying. No, he lived on many, many more years because that was when I was in elementary school, and he didn't pass till I was in high school.
It's so wild when I feel like this always happens too. Like you'll hear stories about people's dogs eating like the craziest things. And I swear, like if my dog even eats a chip, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to have like, they're going to throw up. They're going to do this. Like, I feel like I have the most sensitive dogs, at least the ones that I've raised. Like I even feel like growing up, like my family dogs would always get into stuff. And like, it would never end up being like a big deal. They'd end up being fine.
Yeah.
But, like, for some reason, mine, like, if they look at a chip or something like they're not supposed to have, like, they'll just go throw up. And I'm like, dude, why do I have the most sensitive dog? But, yeah, no, we've had a lot of friends' dogs, like, eat crazy stuff and, like, be totally fine. I'm like, what goes on?
I have no idea.
Homework, though? Nah, it's not one of them. It's not on the list.
Not on the list. Shady story number 2. I was in my 4th year of high school, and we had to take a written test in physical education. The teacher, disclaimer, the teacher in question was a bully, and he always told us negative stuff, passing him off as motivational words, LOL. Had created as usual, a Google form with topic of the test. The thing is, my class and I had to take this test on our phone, so of course we would all cheat without shame. We had already done it, and everything had went well. But long story short, the day of this test, the teacher gave us the directions on where to sit and practically puts me in the front row. Well, this didn't stop me from cheating. I did my thing. Halfway through the test, he tilts his head and catches me while I was cheating. Well, he canceled the test for me and evaluated it as negative, and as soon as he did that, I started to gaslight him by denying everything. I started crying and saying he was being nonsense and all. After that, I went to the other teachers and I told them what he did, and they believed me because they knew him and they knew how he was always negative with the students. But for all that time, I was just lying, and to this day, I've never told anyone that he actually caught me cheating. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. You did what you had to do, and you persevered. That, I have to say kudos. Kudos to you. You did what you had to do.
I feel like, yeah, in this situation, like if the teacher is who they are, yeah, then it's like whatever.
Bully the bully.
Yeah, and also it sounds like everybody was. So
I know.
It's like, why did you get singled out?
Exactly. It's not fair. And what did he expect? If you're taking a test on your phone, you use your resources. That's what I call being resourceful.
Right. You're learning.
You're learning. In a real job, if you need to Google something because you don't know it, you can Google it.
Well, that's like the calculator thing. I mean,
right.
I know we need the ability to like know how to solve the problems and like what to put into the calculator. But then like at that point, I never understood that. And I, especially nowadays, I wonder how it is now, because like they used to say like, you're not always going to have a calculator. No, but you are always going to have a calculator because you have your phone now. Yeah.
So what's your excuse now? Huh?
Well, we don't know that they do that. They might let you now.
As they should. It was like, I did not any teachers that did open book test, yes. That's a resource that you have. What was I going to be preparing for? Being stranded on an island and having to solve a math equation? That's what they were training us for.
Well, that's the problem, is like most tests were just, how long can you memorize something until the test is over? Which fortunately I was pretty good at.
You were really good at that.
But I think like the open book test, I always appreciated too, because you still had to like read it at least once,
understand what was going on.
Yeah, like remember kind of where it was and what you were looking for.
You only have a certain amount of time.
Yeah, so I feel like those were always fair, and I feel like hopefully they still do that. But also like this.
Were you gonna say, do they have books?
Do they have do they use books anymore?
I feel like they all have like laptops, tablets, and then their books are loaded onto those.
I am not fully prepared to parent a child off of a tablet. I need a physical book. I need a physical, even now, like I have to write stuff down on pen and paper.
No, you really do.
And I really do. Like when you came in today, like my notebooks
are everywhere.
Papers everywhere. Like I write everything down, and I have to write my calendar down. Even though I have
it in
my thing, I still need to like physically be able to open a book and look at it and write notes down. And so I fear that when I have to help my child through school,
and they don't have a book,
you're
gonna have to.
I'm gonna be writing stuff down, and they're gonna be like, "Why are you? What are you doing? Just type it." Like, why are you being weird? I'm gonna be like that old person.
You are going to be that old person.
Whatever.
It's gonna be so fun.
I can't help it. All right. And Shady story number 3. When I was younger, I was obsessed with cleaning, and I could be a bit of a troublemaker. Around 8 or 9 years old, I decided I wanted to clean the bathroom, as you do at that age. Armed with cleaning products I found in the cupboard, I noticed how dirty the drain in the sink was. I pondered what I could use to get inside and clean it in my mischievous way. I looked at my dad's toothbrush. It seemed perfect for the job. So I used it to clean the dirty sink drain. Afterwards, I rinsed it slightly with water and put it back. unsure if he ever noticed anything unusual. I realized how gross it was, and I'm not proud of what I did, but I was only 8 or 9. To this day, I only told one of my sisters about it a few months ago, and I can't exactly bring it up to him now since he passed away a couple of years ago.
That's so unfortunate.
It really is, because this is one scenario where we always said, like, if you were going to do something, the toothbrush is probably the least gross because, like, you wash it off every time you use it.
Right.
And you're using, like, whatever. Because someone said, like, they put the mascara in the toilet.
Yep.
And so, like, we tried to defend. We were like, the toothbrush would have been better.
Yes.
This is one thing, though. Have you ever cleaned a sink drain? Or, like, opened a sink thing up to unclog it? It is foul. It is so foul.
Why was she doing this at 8 or 9 years old?
I don't know, but it is the most foul smell, foul collection of things. And I just, in this scenario, I can't condone that. I mean, I would have never condoned it, but, like, I specifically just recently had to open up a sink drain.
Did you really?
Yeah, because didn't I tell you? We had to bathe Lottie in the sink.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. I knew about that.
But the water was clogged.
You had to open the sink after you bathed Lottie after she rolled?
Yeah.
Well, that's why it was extra foul for you.
No, but, like, I think they always are. But anyways, yeah, it was absolutely disgusting. This is crazy, but also, like, nothing came of it. Like, you know, at least he didn't get sick.
Correct. That we know of.
And he probably knows now, and he's looking at the story and laughing, hopefully.
Yes, he's looking down, having a chuckle.
Yeah.
And all is well.
And you know what? Maybe all along, like, he did know
and just threw it out and went on and never said anything.
That's like
best
what I'm
case. Gonna like to believe.
Yeah, we'll believe the best. That's best case. Believe the best in this one. It's harmless, but also could have been
very harmful. We don't recommend that.
All right. That concludes this week's episode. We'll see you guys in the bonus content if you want to check that out. If not, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.